a long wait is close to over in terms of getting out there at Autzen again and playing before fans. Just what's the anticipation level of Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, spring games are always a fun way to end your spring camp, and especially in a stadium like Autzen. We've been working really hard this whole spring. It's never been there's been no days off, to say the least. Guys have been grinding day in and day out, and it's been a really fun thing. It's been really exciting to see our team grow this spring, especially with young guys coming in and seeing them at the beginning of spring, just fresh and raw, and then getting a month into the system and the weightlifting and stuff like that, and seeing that transition and that transformation was really cool. The team's fighting right now. It's really been a fun couple of weeks. We split up in green and yellow today, and it's the crowd's in for a show. It's going to be really fun. It's pretty competitive out there today.
I was going to ask you how you're feeling about your team after getting out there a little bit.
Yeah, no, usually, I mean, you would think that on the last day of spring ball, guys are beat up and sore, and we're half pads today, but that was definitely not the case today. It was really fun to get out there. We were talking a lot of smack to each other, having fun with each other, and Coach Lanning says it all. Competition is what drives success. So to be able to have friendly competition out there and get after it, and we were saying all day, like, this is the start to Saturday, like, we're gonna get after it now and show them that Saturday's not gonna be fun for them. So it was really a good time out there today, and like we said, competitiveness drives success. So it was really fun.
So many veteran defenders came back this year, and just kind of wonder what you think about just that experience that return, especially from your group of just guys who played 3, 4. Popo's been here 6 or 7 years, or whatever it is. Just what does that provide you guys?
Yeah, no, it's obviously with a group in a room full of veterans, the culture is going to be pretty good, and I think that a lot of guys coming back kind of says a lot about the culture here. Guys want to be here. There's a lot of good things happening in Oregon football, and I can speak for myself. I just didn't want to miss that. I had one more year. I have an opportunity to come back one more year, and after sitting down with my family, we decided that was the best option for me, and it would have been really hard to leave this situation. So I'm really excited that I stayed. I'm just to be able to have one more year under Coach Teote and Coach Lanning and Coach Tosh. It's only going to make me a much better football player. So I'm just excited to be able to have another year.
How has that experience helped your position group as well? Because there's a lot of young guys too.
Yeah,
they're getting an opportunity to see some really proven players do it.
Yeah, exactly. When I was a young guy, I was kind of in a similar situation in a room full of a bunch of vets, and the best thing you can do there is just be a sponge. That's what those guys have done. Mikel Gardner has soaked things up. He's probably one of the most advanced freshmen I've ever seen come in and pick up a scheme and pick up technique and stuff like that in the first couple of weeks and months he's been here. Vita's coming along a long way too. He's doing really well. He's a nose guard, so it's different coming from high school. There's a lot bigger guys in college, so he was able to transform in the weight room, and this spring really work on his technique, and it's been really cool to watch those guys. And they're pretty lucky they got a room full of veterans where they can be a sponge and lean on them and really ask them questions. And I think the cool thing about that is us as veterans, we're open to them all the time. We know that if we're on the field, we got to be able to trust them, and so we're working just as hard to get them right with their technique and what they're doing on the field. So it's kind of cool. The room right now is really close, and we're all leaning on each other, and it's just been a really good, productive spring.
So you're seeing those freshmen come to you guys, being an open book, trying to gain knowledge.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, it's a day in and day out thing. They're coming up to us, they're asking us questions. They know that the room's pretty deep with knowledge right now. We got a bunch of wise old men, so they're coming to us and they're asking a lot of questions, and they're taking advantage of it, which is awesome to see.
How does that mentorship work in terms of do you take a guy and for example, like Mikhail, your guy, and you're focusing, or is it just collectively everybody kind of looking out for?
It's honestly whoever they reach out to. I don't think any guy's going to turn down if they called any of us. No one's going to turn down that phone call. Like I said, we got to be able to be out in the field with them and be able to trust that they know what they're doing. So it works both ways too. So it's been something this spring that we've emphasized is get with an old guy. It doesn't matter who. Mikel is more of a 3 technique, so he could come to me or Keon, and Vita could go to Taki or Popo. it's or they can go to anyone to say the least. So it's been a really good spring with that part of the connection part of getting the young guys up to date and stuff like that.
How different is this spring for you personally? Last year compared to last year, you came in a little bit later. Now he's a veteran leader in this team. How different is it for you?
Yeah, I would just say the whole off season has been super beneficial. Like last year, I had a quick operation done in December. I didn't really get a winter workouts. Didn't get to compete in spring ball. So just to be able to regain all my strength and then have a spring ball, it has made a night and day difference. I think this is probably one of the best springs personally I've ever had. So just being able to get back in the weight room again, get my strength back. It was kind of tough. Like last year, I was coming into fall camp just out of rehab. And I kind of was like my leg was strong, but it wasn't as strong as it should have been. And so it was kind of a lot of times I was kind of winging it, didn't really know how strong my leg was, and and there was times where I could see, all right, I got to get this strengthened up. But now having a full off season to worry about strength and conditioning, and then go out on the field and worry about technique, it makes a huge difference in the season. Not striking a pad from December to whenever we started last year was a huge it was bad for me, and I couldn't do a lot, and my technique was really rusty. But now having spring ball to work on that has been night and day, and like I said, this is probably one of the best springs I've ever had.
Do you feel like year one to year two, the physicality has improved across the board from this team? It's someone who plays where it's the most physical on the field.
Yeah, no, I think me and Jackson were just talking about Powers Johnson. We were just talking about this the other day. It's a dogfight every practice. One of us is going to be bruised after practice every day. So it's been really physical across the line, both offense and defensive line. It's probably the most physical spring I've ever been a part of, which is a good thing. That makes it that's what you want in the spring. You want it to be physical, because you have a lot more time to recover after the end of spring ball. So, we've been really banging heads in the trenches, and it's paid off. It's been really good this spring.
How hard will that be just to go back to the spring game and then have to play with slight caution, not wanting to injure anyone? How hard would that transition be?
There is no transition, not for the yellow team.
Okay.
Nah, it's you can't have fear. You can't have that fear. No fear. You gotta have a desire to excel. No fear of failure. So it's other than the quarterback, obviously we can't touch him. But it's gonna be ooh, that's a big bug. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be trench warfare. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be physical. I don't think the spring game's gonna be any different than our practices. We're gonna be competitive. We're gonna be physical. It's just gonna be a good time.
Going back to kind of the younger guys and mentoring them, what are you hoping to see from some of those guys on Saturday? What would be a successful day for them?
Yeah, I mean, I remember my first spring game. It was the first time in front of a crowd, and in the Austin environment is gonna be really special for them. Just being able to get the calls right and do their technique and just hold up the standard of the D-line and just compete and have fun. It's a special experience, the first time you run out of a tunnel like that. So just enjoy the moment, and I just want to see those guys have fun and be productive, because they've been working really hard and they deserve a good production day. And then another thing is get their name out there. A lot of people are really curious about what they're like, how they're doing, and that's a perfect opportunity to show the world what they stand for and how they play.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate it.